Time to get real. I want to see some crazy whiz-biz.
What's the magic made out of, ding dong?
I want to see some of that whiz-biz.
This castle is in unacceptable condition! Unacceptable! Mathematical!
You can't like that.
Bacon pancake!
Buenos dias, happy listeners. It is WizBiz with Alex and Eric, a podcast. I almost said a TV show. A podcast about a TV show called Adventure Time. I am Eric.
And I am Alex.
And we are going to talk about a cartoon. It's going to be great. Alex, it's been a long time since we've recorded, and it's been a really long time since we've recorded in the same room together. How are you doing?
Just living the dream. Every day is a new nightmare, dystopian reality. It is January 4th right now, and
Yeah, Happy New Year.
oh yeah, Happy New Year. Also, happy 2 days left.
What happens in 2 days?
Isn't it, when's the inauguration?
Oh, the inauguration's on the 20th.
Oh, is it the 20th? Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
the 6th was the riot. Sorry.
Yeah, the
I had
6th.
January 6th. Okay, so we got 16 days.
Yeah, 16 days until hell on earth.
Yeah.
Yeah. So before we get started today, I did bring us a New Year's treat. I brought us some tiny little sake things. There's
Okay.
like single serving sakes
Yes.
in these adorable little glass things. One of them is Chica Sake Cup, and it has like a little Japanese girl with her little cat.
Yeah.
And if you turn it, she pours her sake and drinks it. And then the other one is Kigen Sake, which has this cool looking samurai dude.
Yeah.
And I'm just wondering, which one of these would you like?
I want the cute little girl with the cat.
Okay,
I mean,
I'm
that's
going to
pretty
have
obvious.
the cool samurai dude. These things are yeah. I love these little jars, and yours
Yeah,
comes with a lid, so you can.
Junmai Sake, vegan-friendly, gluten-free product of Japan.
Yeah, see, there you go. The fancy beer store near my house, John's Marketplace, they sell a really good variety of sake, and I was just like thrilled to come across these little sake cups.
Yeah, they're fun. I always, anytime I see like people in Japan doing like slice of life stuff and like getting these from vending machines seems like really fucking satisfying.
Well, shit.
Right.
Kanpai.
Come by.
Tastes like sake.
Yeah, I mean, I would go so far as to say it tastes exactly like sake.
I think so. Yeah, it tastes sort of like something happened to rice.
Yeah, it's like almost like they like fermented rice and then it turned into like a drink and they named it sake.
Yeah. Speaking of rice, I recently got my first rice cooker.
Oh yeah, how's that working for you?
I've only used it once. It was a Christmas gift. I cook a lot of Japanese style food at home, so I cook like Japanese style rice a lot.
Yeah.
And I've been using the stovetop, and I've been feeling really good about it, and I haven't really had any problems with it. But people just keep telling me that, like, oh yeah, in Asian households they always have rice cookers. Oh, Eric, you should get a rice cooker.
Yeah.
Why are you cooking rice like a barbarian? And I'm like, it works. So I don't know.
Well, I'm a big rice cooker guy. I got a rice cooker. I've had one for years.
Yeah.
Big fan of it. Because here's the other good thing about it. I'm assuming yours is the same way, where you put the rice in, and then there's a little tray that you can put vegetables.
Yeah.
And then you just like come back in a little while, and you have like steamed rice and vegetables.
Yeah, mine has
Yeah.
that feature. I haven't done the steaming yet.
Because like then you don't have to do work, which I'm like a big fan of. Something doing something for me. Like that's my big like kind of goal in life is to minimize the amount of stuff I have to do as a person. And then something win.
Oh, it's profit. I think is the last.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you're thinking of the Ferengi.
A Ferengi. Okay,
Yeah.
well, yeah, I didn't get a Ferengi rice cooker. I don't even know. I wonder, the Ferengi must have some sort of grain that they eat. Ferengi barley or something.
Yeah, I mean, Ferenginar is a heavily rainy place, so I assume they'd have like good kind of rice staple stuff. Mm-hmm. On the list of reasons that I'm never going to ever be in a relationship for a long period of time is the fact that I know Ferenginar off the top of my head.
You know,
I'm not saying like reason, but it's like that's like evidence, like it's evidentiary.
I wasn't going to say anything about it. I was mostly just thinking like, damn, I don't know the name of the Ferengi homeworld.
Yeah.
But Ferenginar, if I was going to guess, I probably would have said something like that.
Yeah. You're more like grand naked. Zilch. Got him. Got your ass. Yeah. So New Year. I've been doing nothing. You've been out in
It's only been a few days.
Eastern. No, I mean like
Yeah.
since we last like talked to each other on the show.
I've been out in Central Oregon,
Yeah.
kind of being a lazy bum. There's been a lot of nothing.
Yeah.
I don't even remember the last day we recorded, but I think it was in the beginning of December, possibly.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Me neither. Anyhow,
Yeah.
it's
Wait,
good.
let me wait. Sorry, I just because last episode we start off with the conversation. Last episode starts off with like you end up admitting more things on the show than like you really mean to. That was like the start of it, where I was just talking about the relationship I got into, and like I was thinking about that. I'm like, I should just cut this whole opening segment, like and, like because I'm a little uncomfortable. But you know what? I'm just gonna leave it, and then like a week later, that relationship like just dissolution. And I was like, why did like come on, past Alex? I could have dodged that so easily. And I was like, oh, you fucking idiot. It was so
Damn.
yeah.
I'm sorry. That's rough.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
I got over it quickly. I'm a big boy. I'm a grown up. Segues into the show Adventure Time.
We're going to be discussing season 5, episode 47, The Red Throne, and episode 48, Betty. And I do have a couple things to say about our skip episode, which was episode 46, Rattle Balls.
Okay, tell me about Rattle Balls, because I remember that being a decent episode. I didn't watch it because I forgot there was a skip, to be honest.
It's a good episode. You know, Rattle Balls does show up a few times in later episodes, and Rattle Balls is a robot that was created by Princess Bubblegum as part of a whole series of Rattle Balls robots that were basically the enforcers in the Candy Kingdom before the Banana Guards.
Yes.
But they ended up being too violent, which you would think with Princess Bubblegum, she'd be like, okay, whatever, violence. She kind of likes violence.
Yeah.
But instead, she basically just commanded all of them into... She commanded all the Rattle Balls robots into this like trash compactor thing and had them squished up into little cubes.
Oh fuck! I forgot about that. Yeah.
Except for the surviving Rattle Balls, who gained some level of free will and sentience and escaped the crush machine, and then went to live in a dump, and then became Finn's swordmaster for a little while.
Yeah.
And in the end, Princess Bubblegum did discover the new Rattle Ball, the surviving Rattle Balls, and knighted him Sir Rattle Balls. And he is sort of a secret protector, a secret enforcer.
Yeah.
So basically, now Princess Bubblegum has an elite assassin. What could go wrong?
Exactly. Let me have you move your mic a little closer, or your face closer to the mic.
How's this?
Yes, that is a little better.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That's a more. It's just in the lower end. I'm like seeing it get low enough. I'm like, oh, that might get cut off, and not cut off, but it's like it's not.
Yeah.
It,
I
like,
see what you're saying.
Like that little end bit is like, I think it's gonna grab it.
Okay. I'll be a little more
perfect.
careful.
Yeah.
So basically, Princess Bubblegum has a secret enforcer who can do things with more deadly efficiency than Finn, even though Finn has the grass sword now, and that grass sword makes him far more deadly than he was before. Rattle Balls easily outmatches him.
Yeah, what's interesting about Rattle Balls too is we don't like no one murders anyone on the show, even Finn. Like, I mean, it's like people would die accidentally, but there's like it's just an interesting kind of plot point to have of like this uber deadly thing, but yet you're still kind of not allowed to kill stuff on the show.
Right.
Yeah.
And so Rattle Balls it's anyhow, Rattle Balls is played by Rainn Wilson.
Oh, I think I knew that.
Yeah, so that was kind of fun too. And that's all I really have to say about the show. There's there's sort of like a mystical kung fu element to Rattle Balls, where he's able to do some like sword trick things that are physically impossible. And I suppose there's probably, kind of a question of a robot gaining free will and how dangerous that could be. And, I feel like if there was a Butlerian jihad on Ooh, they'd be in a lot of trouble if Rattle Balls was around.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like just the Mo factory in and of itself would be able to take over the planet eventually.
Oh, yeah.
Because all they need to do is like have like one bit of sentience and then like a couple of guns and,
And it's over.
Yeah. Well, there was that episode with Paul F. Tompkins. Didn't he have a gun? Remember there was like the security guards in Mo's factory?
They did have
They had
guns.
like lasers or something.
They did, yeah.
Yeah.
So they show up every once in a while, laser guns or
Yeah.
something
So
like that.
so the Butlerian Jihad is kind of bullshit in the land of Ooh.
Yeah, and also, but at the same time, some of the wizards can fire projectiles, magic bolts, and stuff.
Or as they call it in the June show, the robot computer war, sort of. Apparently, they don't want to say Butlerian Jihad on the show. I've been told.
They did mention Butler though in one of the episodes.
Yeah, no,
I totally forgot about the Dune show. I was watching that.
It's the people. The theory is they don't want to use the term jihad.
Oh, that makes sense. I could see that.
because the world is a soft and stupid place.
It is.
Since those books were originally written.
Okay.
Bunch of woke, PC, etc., something.
It's you don't have to start talking that way until after the 20th.
No, I'm trying to get my practice in now.
Okay,
I'm
that's
really
probably safe.
Yeah, I've now decided that women are objects. Just any kind of horrible position. I've just decided that's now my position. Yeah.
You don't want to talk to Alexx. He treats objects like women.
Yeah. I'm now a son of the South. I believe in MAGA stuff. So anything that gets me out of the gulag, I'm saying that right now. So now we have evidence that like when the roving bands of people in red hats come stomping around, I go, no, listen to this very not sarcastic sounding audio I have for my podcast. You mean your podcast where you actively talk about how you practice occultism? Whoopsie doodles.
Oops.
It's like Christian occultism, though, I swear.
It's all, I'm trying to close the border with magic.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah. I use the the seal.
H1N Beelzebub.
Yeah, the Seals of Solomon and the Lesser Banishing Ritual. It's just to get Mexican people to like go back to Mexico.
That's what it does. That's the only thing. That's its main purpose.
Which is good. Yeah. All right, so Rattleballs, he's great. We love him. Rainn Wilson, good guy. Baha'i faith man.
And I don't remember when Rattleballs shows up again, but I know he's got a role to play a few times in the future. So
no, he shows up a few times. Yeah. He's a damn near regular. And then our first of the two actual episodes we're covering is episode 47, The Red Throne,
which is a great episode, a very fun one. Flame Princess on her own, Cinnamon Bun, finally becoming fully baked.
Yeah. And then I would just like to say that if anybody out there is looking for another euphemism for being on your period, I feel like the Red Throne is a good one.
Ascended to the Red Throne.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like my Aunt Flo's in town. Yes, I've ascended the Red Throne. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if anybody out there, any of you period havers, take that one for free.
I think that's a good one. We should definitely put that in the show notes so that people can Google that.
Yeah, I'm 100% going to remember to do that. It's going to happen. I'm definitely not going to not do that at all and never think about it again.
So the Red Throne, it starts off with the Flame Princess on the throne of Fire Kingdom. Flame King is in jail, but then Don John, the Flame Lord, shows up, and he has like weird hypnotic superpowers and gets the people of Flame Kingdom to like sort of revolt.
Yes, and you're telling me that's Rowdy Roddy Piper.
It is. It's Rowdy Roddy Piper who plays Don John, the Flame Lord. And Rowdy Roddy Piper, what's the movie that he's in? Isn't he in that?
They Live.
Yeah. They Live, which of course is one of the finest dystopian films ever made. Possibly.
So, the Flame King
is Keith David,
who is the other guy in They Live against Rowdy Roddy Piper.
Holy shit! You're right.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I was trying to
basically this episode is They Live.
I was trying to put it together because the big fight sequence. I'm like, oh, that's a They Live reference because of that famous really long fight sequence in They Live between Keith David and Rowdy Roddy Piper.
Right.
Yeah.
Punch him.
Yes.
Punch. Yeah. Oh god, I didn't. Oh, thank you so much for noticing that. I totally was thinking that there was going to be something extra in there with Keith David.
Yeah,
yeah, that totally makes sense.
My gym is dark magic, and my protein shake is rage. Just, I don't write down quotes from the show all that often, but I was like, that's so good.
That is a really good one. In Rattleballs, there's a scene where he's getting Finn to practice sword fighting by throwing eggs at him, and it sort of turns into this ongoing joke where randomly he'll throw an egg at Finn.
Yeah.
And at one point he says something like, "You must feel the sting of the yoke."
Nice. I like that.
which is a good one too.
Which, by the way, getting hit with an egg fucking hurts. This guy across the street from me when I was a kid, like, he whaled an egg from, like, I don't know, like 150 feet. It was a fucking good throw. Like, he threw that thing far and whaled me on the back, and, like, that shit hurts.
Oh, God, of course it would hurt. I mean, it has to break.
Yeah, I know, but you'd think, like, it's an egg. It's like you know, they famously are famous for breaking. That's, like, their number one thing.
I feel like that is what they're famous for.
They're famous for two things. One, order of operations between itself and chickens, and two, that they break.
Yeah, I'd say a corollary to the breaking thing is like Humpty Dumpty. You know, we've got a whole nursery rhyme that probably originated as a riddle about eggs. That's about eggs breaking. Like, eggs breaking is part of our cultural heritage as white European descended people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
nobody else.
Yeah,
breaking eggs is a closed practice.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Any other race or ethnicity that uses eggs is cultural appropriation.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure. But I do want to talk a little bit about rice cookers and eggs. You know, you apparently can use the steaming basket to steam eggs in a way of, I guess you're not really hard boiling them, you're hard steaming them.
Yes.
But you can cook. Have you done that?
I was not successful in my attempt.
What happened?
They came out shitty. I don't remember exactly the version of shitty it was. I just remember I tried it twice, and I think once was like really undercooked, and the other, like, they just were super stuck to the shell.
Huh.
I think that's what this was a decade ago.
Okay, I'm going to experiment, and when we record our next episode, I will have results.
So I have the most I have the superior way of cooking eggs is an air fryer. Hard-boiled eggs, in quotes, in an air fryer is like genius level easy. Like, you drop it in like 15 minutes and then you just plunk it into cold water.
Yeah.
And it's like they don't stick to the shell at all. It is like just the easiest shit in the universe.
Huh.
Yeah. It's just absolute cheat code for good hard-boiled eggs.
Well, I don't have an air fryer yet, and I do feel like my kitchen is getting a little full of gadgets at the moment, so I'm not sure if air fryers are going to be on my
They're not
docket.
They're not necessary, but good lord, are they fucking nice when you have one. Like, it is, yeah.
All right. So anyhow, back to Don John. So there's a coup. My phone just made a noise, but I don't think it was loud enough.
I didn't hear it.
Should I would like to talk about my new phone, but I will wait until it's shiny rock time.
Oh, here's another thing I just want to point out. So they go to Finn's house to recruit Finn and Jake to help Flame Princess restore the kingdom, and CB Cinnamon Bun is like cock blocking, and I just thought it was fun that it's CB is being a CB, because like CB like that's in online parlance. CB is also CB, and I'm like, oh, CB's being a CB, and I'm like, that's something Alex should say on the show because he's a child, and there I have said it.
You know, I feel like I'm really proud of CB for doing that.
Yeah.
And a little disappointed in Finn for the backslide, because it really did feel like a little bit of a backslide. Although in the Rattleballs episode, he was super creepy towards PB. So
Was he?
Yeah, just kind of at the beginning. I mean, you know, he's still obviously going through a lot of emotional shit.
Yeah.
It's hard to say, though. It could be that some of the emotional shit he's going through right now, and I think that this is something we should pay attention to, could be part of the curse of the grass sword.
Weird.
Remember, because the grass sword has that sort of like evil spirit that lives in it.
Yeah.
That eventually goes and
Yeah.
lives in the Finn
Oh, I
sword.
see what you're saying. Yeah.
But I think that it's very possible that right now Finn is under the influence of the grass sword, which might be making his emotions, which are already, of course, unhinged and Finn-like and filled with puberty.
Yeah.
I think they're making them much more difficult for him to manage.
Okay. Yeah, I like it. Yes, that's now officially canon.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I have that power. Yeah.
I think our podcast totally has that power. Nobody else is making new canon rules about past
And as far as I know, we're
episodes.
the only podcast about Adventure Time. So. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, me too.
Wait, keep in mind that the series of letters, as far as I know, is carrying a lot of weight in that sentence.
Yeah.
Like a lot of weight in that sentence. As far as I know, we're the most popular Adventure Time podcast and the only one.
Yeah,
as
same
far
here.
as I know.
As far as I know, too. Yeah. I haven't looked in a long time.
As far as I know, I'm the most handsome podcaster named Alexx.
Hey, as far as I know, you're the most handsome podcaster on that side of the room.
Yeah, I mean, I would have to. Yeah, no, even then. Even then, my ugliness can supersede. Put up your dukes.
There might be a secret podcaster hidden around here,
Yeah.
hiding under a table or something.
So yeah, CB puts up his dukes and dukes it out with people, which I found fun.
Yeah.
My only downside with this episode is you went from Cinnamon Bun doing a fist fight into the fist fight between Don John and Flame King. It was like, it's maybe a little samey.
Yeah, I thought that especially in like a 12-minute episode, it was a little repetitive. But, but I think the thing that really overshadowed this is like, so Cinnamon Bun has had like a character arc that has developed over time, where he started off as just this complete and utter doofus, and every time he gets like more cooked, he gets smarter and more capable. And the episode where Cinnamon Bun and Flame Princess first sort of like take off together when he accompanies her back to the kingdom, and it was obvious that she'd taken a liking to him. I understood, I mean, Flame Princess had just gone through a shitload of horrible emotional manipulation from Finn, and Cinnamon Bun is incapable of that. He doesn't lie. He doesn't emotionally manipulate. He's just blatant and honest and out there, And now he's getting smarter, and I think it makes him an even better match. But I'm really surprised that you didn't bring up something in this episode that should really piss you off.
Oh, what's that?
The flame suit.
No, look, here's the thing. We knew about the flame suit. The flame suit's like a full body condom. The thing that annoys me is that they don't just use the fucking blue spell on Finn,
right,
and would have solved their entire problem.
Because it was obvious that Cinnamon Bun has the blue spell on.
Yeah,
I mean, he's just got it.
Yeah, no, that's gonna annoy me every single time. But now that they're broken up, it doesn't really matter. But like, it's such a, like, I was once a horny teenager, and like I would have figured that out like immediately.
Yeah,
immediately.
Yeah, same here. Yeah, I mean, Finn was a total moron there.
Yeah. And he's a creep in this one, too, where he's, like, touching her hair and shit without consent.
Oh, yeah, and, like, touching her shoulder and being like, oh, you're so cold. It's as cold as you were when you were in water. And, like, he did that.
Yeah, that's a good point.
He's totally, like, that time that, I fucked you up with the water, it's just like that. And it's just sort of like, what? Finn. Yeah, he was useless in this episode. He could have just not been in it.
Yeah. So the spell is broken by Don John getting knocked out.
Yeah.
All the people that were under spell break, and the people were like, fuck this, we don't like that guy, and they revolt, and Flame Princess takes the kingdom back. And I like Finn's realization, like, geez, did I just get shown up by Cinnamon Bun?
Yeah,
like, which is awesome.
Too.
Yeah, like what a way to get kicked when you're down.
But he needs it, I mean, he's just not. He's not operating at his fullest potential at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's overall, I really like this episode. I'm looking forward to, we're getting close to the season finale, and in the season finale, Finn does get way more back into hero mode, and I'm really looking forward to him kind of like stepping up and being Finn again instead of this like wimpy, heartbroken version of him. But I do really enjoy how overall, like, there is a certain complexity to the fact that Adventure Time has spent many episodes, and I mean they would have 2 episodes a week, but it's been many weeks of Finn being emotionally upset and trying to overcome and trying to get over the breakup and all that kind of stuff. I think it's a brave thing for a cartoon to do, to do that sort of thing with a kids show.
Oh, 100%. I'm still tired of it.
Oh, me too.
Yeah, good job, cartoon. But also,
Finn back.
Yeah. Also, I'm good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have anything else on this episode. Fun episode, but like there wasn't, not too much going on.
I think that the two of us, we really enjoy talking about Finn and Flame Princess, though.
Yeah.
And Cinnamon Bun.
And Flame Princess is gonna turn into a shadow of her former self pretty soon. So
yeah.
Once she starts rapping, it's all over.
And I mean, did she really think she was ever going to be any match for Son of Rap Bear?
I don't remember, so I'm gonna say yes, no.
We have to watch that episode.
Yeah, I know.
We might want to. You know what? That would be a good episode to live stream.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Just watch me be sad.
Oh yeah. All right. So we already talked about Rowdy Roddy Piper plays the Flame Lord in this. Katie. Well, that's a word I can't read. I'm gonna say that says Katie Crown plays Ursula, who's the backstabbing handmaid who poisons Flame Princess at the beginning. And she's mostly notable in that she does like the voices for the water nymphs in the show.
Okay.
So she's just sort of like one of the standard sort of voice actors that they use in the show. But another thing that's important about this episode is it was originally aired on Valentine's Day, which is just another kick in the balls for poor Finn.
Yeah. Poor Finn. But, you know, whatever.
Spending Valentine's Day alone as a teenager.
Yeah, he's got a cool sword arm, though.
Man, that thing is cool.
Yeah.
Too bad
he's got that going for him.
Too bad it's cursed.
Yeah, whatever. Doesn't happen anyway.
Hey, Alex.
Hey, Eric.
Do you have any shiny rocks?
I do.
Because I have some too. I don't have shiny rocks, but I have a segment.
Yes, I have a 20 thing list that we're going to just blaze through. It's the names of things you probably didn't know. Some of these you'll know.
Okay, why don't you... Let's do it this way. Why don't you say the name of the thing? I will have one quick guess, and then you tell me.
Glabella.
The thing inside your nose.
No, space between your eyebrows.
Shit, I was close.
Petrichor, you know.
I know petrichor.
Aglet.
End of a shoelace.
Yes. Womble.
The toenails of a walrus.
When your stomach rumbles.
Oh.
Vagitus.
Oh, I know this one. Oh, I don't know this one.
It's the cry of a newborn baby.
Oh, God.
Tines, you know. The shine of light that you see when you close your eyes
What's that?
and place your hands on them is called phosphenes.
Oh, you should have just said phosphenes.
No, but the problem is phosphenes could mean 17 things.
That's true.
Because phosphenes just is phosphorus, glowing phosphorus.
Yeah. Okay.
A box tent.
Box tent, I'm going to say that's a tent shaped like a square.
Sorry, it's the tiny plastic thing in a pizza box.
Real? Oh, my God. I have to stop you for a second. I just had this conversation last night with my family.
Yeah.
My brother managed Hot Lips Pizza for a while. My family and I was growing up, we had so much takeout pizza that like the pizza delivery place in town knew it was before caller ID would like recognize their voices and always be like, "Oh, the Arneson family, you guys want the usual?" Like we are a pizza loving family. And we always called that thing a Barbie doll table.
That's what we call the table, or a doll table.
Yeah. So it's a box tent.
It's a box tent.
That's a shitty name. Barbie doll table is better.
Indeed. Over Morrow. We know this
that
already.
would be the day after tomorrow?
Yep. Minimus.
Minimus means a little tiny thing?
Yeah, it's your little toe or finger.
Really?
Agraph. Agraffe.
Agraph. An angry monkey.
No, it's that wire cage that holds like the cork on a bottle.
Oh, really?
Vocables. Vocables.
Tiny little things that you can say out loud that are like candy to another person's ear.
Somewhat. It's like na 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 or la la la, like things in a song.
Okay.
Interrobang, you know.
I know Interrobang.
Interrobang, it's a question mark followed by an exclamation point.
They're squished together.
Yeah, we should talk to the audience.
Oh, yeah. I love Interrobangs, actually. That's a good...
Columella nasi.
Columella nasi.
You can figure that out.
Is it the ducts that lead from your camel to your nostrils?
It's the space between your nostrils.
Ah, shit.
Like column nasi.
Yeah.
Armscye. Armscye.
Oh, no idea.
It's the armhole and clothes where the sleeves are sewn.
Like this thing.
Yeah, I guess so.
Cool. Okay, I should have known that.
Dysania.
Dysania? It's, I don't know.
It's finding it difficult to get out of bed in the morning.
Oh.
Griffinage.
I do have dysania. Griffinage? Oh, that's easy. That is when you are... That's the practice of fancy riding of griffins. You know, like dressage, but for griffins.
Close. It's illegible handwriting.
Shit.
Tittle. You know this one?
I do?
Yeah.
Is it like titillate?
No, it's the dot over an I or J. Like no dot. No.
I did not know that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You never heard in the Bible was a no dot or tittle can be changed? There's that famous quote about changing the words of the Bible.
No.
Or jot or tittle, not dot or
Shit,
tittle.
I didn't know that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Crapulence.
Oh, I have come across this one before, and I have forgotten what it is.
Yeah, I think we've done it on the show before,
Yeah.
too. It's when you feel sick after eating or drinking too much.
Oh.
And Brannock device.
The Brannock device, well, obviously that is the MacGuffin that originally brought us together. You know, we were both searching for the Brannock device, and we had to do that sort of like trek through a jungle, and then there was like the whole thing where like one of us sold out the other one and tried to leave on the plane, and then there was like a whip, and there was like a dart trap, and there's like a big ball
Yeah.
that rolled and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Very close. It's that thing you measure shoe size with at the store, that metal thing.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
The other Brannock device.
Yeah, the other one. So those are Shining Rocks. Congratulations. Let us move on to episode 48.
Well, hold on. I have a couple segments that I would like to do.
I know, but you know how that we do that whole thing, like how we do the episode, then a segment, then the episode, then the final segment. So,
But what if I have two segments?
uh,
I'll just do both at the end.
yeah,
Okay.
let's do that because
Okay.
let's see how long we're running.
Okay. How long are we doing?
We're
Okay.
already at half an hour.
All right. So we're doing fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Episode 48.
Yes.
Actually, I have a ton of stuff for this episode. This is
Yeah,
Betty.
that's sort of why I want to get to see how long we're at before we
You know,
tack on.
Betty is such a significant episode for the theme that we're going with, like for talking about like the occult nature of Adventure Time. That I really, really hope that people find this episode just to listen to us talk about Betty, because okay, so this episode has time travel. It's got magic. It's got the wizards with like runes on the walls and stuff. It's got Bella
got
Noche
staves.
It's got anti-magic. Let's
Yes.
talk about. Okay, let's skip ahead to this. All right, so one of the ongoing questions. Okay, before I talk about this, I do want to mention one more thing about the previous episode, which is that both Flame Princess and Cinnamon Bun were both sort of like, "Oh no, we're not going to Princess Bubblegum. She's creepy."
Oh yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, facts.
But so this episode starts in Wizard City, and one of the things we know about Wizard City, of course, that we've talked about on the show before, is Princess Bubblegum showing up and just being like, "This is all just technology. It's all, advanced tech. Like there's no such thing as magic. This is all tech."
Yeah.
So if that's the case, so in this episode we are introduced to Bella Noche, who starts off as a mysterious black cube and ends up growing into a big, weird, what do you call a three-dimensional polygon?
Three-dimensional polygon.
Okay,
Yeah.
a big, weird three-dimensional polygon that somehow like sucks magic out of wizards.
Yes.
What in the hell does that even mean then?
Here is my theory.
Okay.
Heisenberg compensator. In Star Trek,
Fuck.
they have something called the Heisenberg compensator, which compensates for the Heisenberg effect. That being like
How do you...
randomized everything. Like the concept of pure entropy or randomization. You can be
That's not the Heisenberg thing.
That's what the Heisenberg compensator is, though.
Okay, but like...
No, but what I'm saying is that they have a thing that can compensate for the Heisenberg effect.
Okay.
What I'm saying is that in a technological thing, that's the equivalence. Is they have a magic compensator, and that's what the Bella Noche is.
It's like... it's reversing the polarity of the neutron flow, sort of.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, I hate it. I want to say. It makes me think that there is magic in Adventure Time. I think that Princess Bubblegum is wrong about this. I think that there is magic.
I think there is magic as well, but I would say that if you have magic and it's falsifiable, it now no longer is magic. It's just part of the natural world.
I think magic is part of the natural world.
So I mean, so I'm just saying, like in a scientific description, it's basically just the Heisenberg compensator.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's serious. It's very serious.
Ferenginar.
It's for... They imported Bella Noche, and Bella Noche means beautiful night or pretty night. It's a great name. I love that name for this strange thing.
On that, so Bella Noche is looking for the staff of Stranson Doblo.
And Stranson Doblo was
I
a
don't get it.
character in the episode where Princess Bubblegum and Finn and Jake came to Wizard City, and he was just a throwaway character who gets transformed into a staff. Into like a stick at the potion store or the spell store when he refuses to pay. He's just a very throwaway character.
Remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. So that stick is a reference to that earlier episode.
Got it.
But there are some great references when they're in that chamber. Like one of the things they talk about is the lost system of antediluvian magic.
Yes.
So antediluvian refers to before the flood.
Yeah, so I don't like that term in this show.
Well, it's a weird term in the show,
Yeah.
but it's a very magical occult term, right? So like antediluvian stuff is sort of referred to in the occult world frequently by, so like Kabbalah is supposedly antediluvian.
No, I got you, but what I don't like is that implies the existence of the Old Testament.
It does. I feel
I said that really weird. You know what I meant.
Yeah. But I kind of feel like there's a really good chance that when they say antediluvian,
I think they
they're
just mean old.
referring to the Mushroom War.
Oh, I think they just mean old. You know, some
Yeah,
people just use
yeah.
a word because it's like they don't actually think about like it means before the flood.
Like decimate,
yeah. Like
Yeah,
that's exactly
yeah,
like decimate.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Or Heisenberg compensator.
like Heisenberg
For
compensating.
Ferenginar.
I mean, you know though that the antediluvians were all very sober, for they had no vine and they brewed no October.
Yes. And no, I don't know what that is.
It's from it's a Benjamin Franklin poem. I wish I remembered the rest of it. I should have prepared my brain for it, but it's like the antediluvians were all very sober, for they had no wine and they brewed no October. All wicked good livers on something, for there cannot be good living where there is not good drinking.
Yeah, that does sound kind of familiar. I think I have run into that before.
Yeah, it's possible that I said the whole thing on a previous episode.
No, I think. Well, I mean, that is possible.
Yeah.
But I think I know that from one of those like, hey, the things you don't know about Ben Franklin. He was a fucking drunk. Like he liked taking air baths. He may have murdered a bunch of people because we found bodies in the basement. Yeah.
Oh yeah. We know where the bodies came from. We did have a conversation about this on the Alexx cast, I think.
Probably.
Yeah.
I mean, I talked about everything on that show.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyhow, so Bella Noche.
Oh wait, so he's looking for antediluvian magic, which I like to point out is the tightest of all WizBiz. Yes.
Sweet.
Yes.
I love it. So when they summon Bella Noche, in the circle there is a sword, a staff, a chalice, and a pearl, which I believe are references to what we call like the magical tools in the Golden Dawn system.
Yes,
Or
I thought I recognized that.
Yeah. Or they're also references to the suits in tarot.
Yeah, because the Golden Dawn that shows up in the Thoth deck. Those get hidden all around.
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
That's kind of where I know things from.
Yeah. So that shows up, and then there are runes in around. Oh shit! I'm trying to remember where they are. There's like a pedestal, and there are runes around the front of it. And I looked, and two of them are actual runes. The middle one I was really unable to kind of decipher, but I think it might say something like Zid.
Yeah.
Maybe something of that nature. And then Bella Noche shows up, and then at some point, like, you know, the characters like run out of the building, and outside of the wizard door there are more runes over the door, and those are just made up for the show. I tried to find what they were,
really?
and I couldn't decipher those ones.
Yeah, fantasy runes.
Yeah, and then Ash shows up.
Oh yeah, and he gets punched by Simon, which I love. Oh, by the way, Simon's back, which is great. Yeah,
Simon's back.
The wave of anti-magic comes out, and Simon immediately back to being Simon.
It sucks the magic out of Ice King's crown, and all the gems turn gray, and Simon returns.
Yeah, so I mean, but that's also an argument for magic being science, because we see inside of the crown there's like technology in there in later episodes.
In later episodes, but not in this episode.
No, but what I mean to say is that if there is a wave of anti-magic that affects something that is demonstrably technology-based, anti-magic must be technology-based as well.
Yeah.
Heisenberg compensators.
It's a Heisenberg compensator. Bella Noche is a sentient Heisenberg compensator.
Yeah, that's what I think.
All right, works for me.
I'm pretty sure, like, this is the only time these sentences have ever been said.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I think we are making, what are they? Hypax.
Oh yeah.
Hypax.
Legamon? Yeah, something like that.
Hypax
Yeah.
Legamons? Yes. That is what we are doing right now. And you, dear listener, are hearing it, hearing sentences that no other human being will ever say.
Yeah, sorry.
Unless you go and squeegee them on Blue Sky right now.
Yeah.
Squeet them, skeet them.
Skeet.
All right, so Betty. Okay, so, and this is where it gets weird. Simon goes back to the Ice Kingdom, which has started to melt because it doesn't have the Ice King's magic to maintain it anymore. And Simon goes into the secret room that he somehow had already managed to set up that has this great library full of stuff, finds a book of magic spells, and then does a magic spell that can somehow open a portal into the past.
Yeah, so he goes, first he finds his old book with Betty, Mystic Rituals and their Space-Time Applications.
Yeah.
He finds a ritual that involves Hambone, Marceline's beloved stuffed monkey.
Yeah, so he calls Marceline.
So the idea is that there's a psychic link to the past, that this thing has been loved consistently over the past 1,000 years, that he can cross the kind of space-time barrier using love itself.
Yeah, which makes it even more significant that Ash showed up even for just a bare minute, because Ash had stolen Hambone at some point. Yeah.
So, Marceline, of course, gladly gives up Hambone to this, and they pop a hole in the universe. And it's a nice bit of time travel-ness where he's like, hey, Betty, I'm sorry, this is the last time you're going to see me. I've gone mad. You left me. I just want to say I'm sorry, yada, yada. And she's like, I didn't leave. Oh, I just realized who I left you for. And she dives through the portal. I left you for you. It's like, oh, that's great. I really like that as a closed-loop time travel narrative.
Me too. And honestly, like, it totally starts off this story arc where Betty loves Simon so much and wants to save him so much that she does everything in her power and sacrifices everything she can in order to save him. Like, she eventually ends up curing Magic Man.
Yes.
And transferring the madness and magic to herself. But like, I think that's actually when we get the magic, madness, and sadness saying, is when Betty transfers Magic Man to herself, which is going to happen. I don't think it happens this season. It's going to happen, but without this particular time travel thing, we wouldn't have the Fiona and Cake series.
Sure. Yeah.
I just think that this particular episode is so critical to understanding like the cosmology and everything and Adventure Time. I really love it. There's
another more kind of Adventure Time kind of cosmology stuff. So Simon's now starting to age exponentially because he's catching up with his actual physical age. And Betty is rushing to save him, and he sees Death riding next to him. And Death is like, hey, man, I'm going to see you soon. I made a mixtape for a trip. But, like, Death is going like, dude, you can't, like, this is going to be bad for you if you put the crown back on. And when the magic returns, Death goes, you lose. Not like you get to die. That would be the good thing. Like, you're now stuck being fucking Ice King for more time.
Right.
Which is really an interesting kind of, I don't know, puts Death in an interesting perspective. Like, he's actually kind of like a nice guy. Like, he is just like a psychopath. It's like, man, I'm just here to bring people to the other side.
I think that one of the things we definitely learn in Distant Lands is, like, death isn't really the end in Adventure Time.
Yeah.
But I think the other thing we learn about Ice King's basically immortal. You can beat him up. He can get, like, he takes so much damage. He is so often battered and beaten and smashed around and stuff, and he just keeps going. He, like, sometimes he's sort of like, oh, this sucks, but he just bounces back. Like, whatever magic is in that crown, it keeps him alive no matter what. Like, the Ice King is immortal. Yeah,
I think he is kind of like taking the place of the the ice elemental in the world, so like he can't die.
Yeah, I think so too.
So we see Ron James again, played by Duncan Trussell, which is nice to see him back.
Ron James always delivers.
Yeah. And there's a really funny sequence where Simon's about to die. He's like, just put my hand to your face. Put my hand to your face. This must be the last thing I feel. It's like, it's such a funny thing. And then much like last episode, it's solved with a punch.
I know. Betty, see, that's the thing about Betty is, like, she's got this pragmatic approach. Betty's smart. Smarter than Simon possibly, but she just has this incredibly pragmatic way of just being like, I'm gonna save Simon no matter what. Like, she has such a deep love for him that it's obsessive and kind of creepy.
Yeah.
But she's gonna save him no matter what. She's a badass, and even by the end of the episode, like, she's basically just saying, you guys just have to trust me. I'm gonna save Simon. Like, there's no other way that this is going to end.
Yeah.
And I love that. I really love that about her. I did write down Death's line to Simon.
Oh, what's that?
You're going to be the Ice King until the sun blows up,
Oh, yeah.
which is just like, oof.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he's wrong though.
He's wrong,
Yeah.
but Simon stops being the Ice King because Betty breaks the universe
Yeah,
by
that's true.
destroying.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I really, really love this episode. I love the way it moves, sort of the overall story forward. It does feel like we've had sort of a number of episodes in a row where Finn and Jake didn't really matter much.
Yeah, I'm glad for that though. Like especially this episode, they don't need to be in there. Like they
Yeah.
make fun of Marcy's hand positioning on her base, which is kind of funny.
Uh-huh.
And that's it. Yeah, which I'm good
Yeah.
with. They run him to the Ice Kingdom, but like they're basically not there, which I like a break from them every now and again.
I do too. But only if they're good characters filling in the gaps. But yeah, and I think this episode really delivers that. So at the end, we see that like Betty isn't going to quit. She's in the future now. She's jumped 1,000 years into the future. I did love the thing where like when Finn and Jake and Marceline show up and I don't remember if it was Finn or Jake mentions like, oh yeah, Marceline's been alive for like 1,000,000 years, and Simon's like, oh my god, 1,000,000 years?
Oh,
How
yeah.
could it have been that long? And then the other one's like, oh no, it's only like 1,000.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, whew.
Yeah, only 1,000.
How is that okay?
Yeah. Yeah, so now we got Betty in our current timeline.
And thank the gods.
Right.
I'm glad that she's going to be here. We have some more characters that are about to be introduced. Finn's dad is going to be coming up soon, and he'll be around for a long time, and he is one of my favorite scoundrels. I feel like he fits into the Han Solo category of scoundrel characters, but Han Solo de-scoundrels himself, and Finn's dad is just a scoundrel.
Yeah. No, he's good. We like Finn dad. Finn dad good. Finn
Yeah.
dad good. Anything else on Betty?
Well, let's see. So this is the first appearance of Betty as a main character, and the final appearance of Hambo. Steve Agee is Ash. Lena Dunham plays Betty. Maurice LaMarche is the Grandmaster Wizard.
Oh yeah.
We did have some good wizards show up. We didn't even mention them. The frog wizard was there.
It is something like that.
Yeah,
isn't it?
Laser Wizard was there.
Yeah.
I don't really like him very much, but he's cool in some ways. And then Grandmaster Wizard, who I think just has like the coolest wizard hair.
Yeah.
Fur. I don't really have anything else about this episode except just to say that like it's so far over the last few that we've watched, this one really takes the cake. It's really good.
Yeah, I like it. All right, so we're at 48 minutes. Why don't you do one segment?
Okay. Well, I feel like I already played the stylophone on this show. Did I?
I think you did.
Okay. Well, then I'm going to talk about something very, very important, I think, to both of our hearts, which is the fact that my shitty cell phone, my Nokia G10 that I've been suffering with for 3 years, I finally replaced it.
Yes,
And
rest in piss. Yeah.
Yeah. I got a Nothing phone. It's a Nothing phone 2A, I believe. And it's an Android phone, but it's got like this cool. Wow, okay, you're gonna have to describe this for the audience.
Yeah, it's like it looks like a phone.
But it has this thing on the back called the glyph, which
Yeah.
is just a stupid way of using LEDs to do notifications and stuff. But it's really nice. It's pleasant. Like it was fairly affordable compared to a lot of modern phones.
Yeah.
But it has just a ridiculous amount of storage, a ridiculous amount of RAM. I've been able to install Duolingo and Pokemon Go again. So any listeners out there, if you are a Duolingo user or a Pokemon Go player, I would love to connect with you and be, game buddies and language learning buddies. So, boop us on Blue Sky with the info, and I'll add you.
Yep. At WizBiz Podcast.
Yeah. But I could totally play some xylophone on the way out.
Yeah, let's do that. Congratulations on getting a functional phone. I'm glad to be rid of your old one.
Me
Yeah.
too. Yeah, I can get text messages again, which maybe I shouldn't tell the world.
Why?
Well, because maybe I don't want text messages from the whole world.
Well, you're not giving your number out.
That's true. All right, here we go. I'm gonna play some xylophone. What's your favorite key? I suppose it's probably A minor, huh? Because your name starts with A and you do sad things.
Oh, I thought it was a pederast joke.
Should have been.
Yeah, that's Drake's favorite key is A minor.
Okay, hold on. I gotta turn up the volume. Let me know if this is too loud.
Yeah. And many more. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.